What's up, everyone? It's a Friday night. I'm bored. I'm home alone. I'm not going out tonight because that's just my lifestyle these days. I don't go out and party anymore, but I do try to stay productive. And today I'm going to review a video. I'm just going to do commentary on Jamie Kennedy because I'm a big fan of Jamie Kennedy. You might notice this Spock and Charlie Brown in the background here. I put that there because I have these doors here with the glass, and I noticed that my key light is reflecting off the door and into my monitor here that you will see in a moment. And but it kind of looks like Charlie Brown is filleting. He's at the perfect height to fillet Spock. And I wanted to be the first person who ever said such a thing in the history of the world because it is my MO to be absurd, and so I said that. And I don't quite like the framing of this. That's not going to be there indefinitely. It's pretty hokey and lame and maybe a little bit GAY to have Charlie Brown at filleting level right in the crotch of Mr. Spock there. Does Spock have any other name, like a last name, a surname? I don't know. But I'm just going to proceed with this Jamie Kennedy video right now, and we're just going to see if this amounts to anything. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. I'm a little bummed out today, and so that's part of why I'm doing this right now is because I want to be uplifted in my spirit. I thought about coming home and doing a video where I would start talking about some negative shit, and I would post it on BitChute instead because they would never allow me to say the things I want to say on YouTube and not bump me off of here, and that's the honest to God truth. So we're going to do something different. Hiccuping up dinner, had good dinner over at my parents' BLT. I'm going to come over and bring you to this screen right here, and we're going to just start watching. I'm going to start listening, and I'm going to interact with one of my heroes here, Jamie Kennedy. I call him JFK for Jamie fucking Kennedy because he rules. In my book, he's one of the best. I've read his autobiography twice. I have 2 copies of it because I mistakenly bought another copy, not realizing I had already bought a copy, and so I have 2 copies of it. I also have his CD. I also have all of his comedy specials and several movies that he was in because I love this guy. So we're going to proceed now and go. If you stopped listening already, you don't have what it takes. Go watch TikTok with your short goldfish attention span. Blah.
The world is still on fire.
Yes, brother.
This is an older video.
Hello.
But wow.
Could you stop? No.
Oh, this is bad. I've seen this. This white chick behaves like a dumbass. Oh, yeah. And this is the censored version right here. So she's hurling racial epithets, and I heard the original version of this, and it's horrendous. I don't feel in the slightest bit sorry that this blonde chick got kicked out of school. And I wonder if Jamie's hearing it beeped, or is he hearing the actual uncensored version? I attest it was bad. Blondie here's a dumbass.
I don't know if you heard about this one. This was looked like a very privileged, although they found out that she wasn't that privileged, white female
spoiled.
Student.
Excuse me. How are you defining privileged? Because hot chicks, young hot chicks are so stuck up and stupid sometimes. And even a friend in college once told me, if she's hot, she's a bitch. And there's just this sexist part of me that wants to go along with that rationale in life.
University of Kentucky plastered off of her mind being unconscionably racist.
I realize it's not fair for me to say if she's hot, she's a bitch. But I'm just built that way. So I think women who are humble get what I'm saying. And I don't think all chicks that are hot are bitches, but it sure does seem to skew that way statistically.
Horrifically racist, demeaning, ugly.
Horrible.
Disgusting. There's other videos of her. She was a spokesperson for Dillard's. Hey, Dillard's, that's done. The argument was that I don't think she was expelled yet, which is insane.
I thought she was.
Because
I heard she was.
This goes along with the other tensions that are happening in our world.
Hello.
You can't, if this girl isn't expelled, then you're co-signing it. That's
it.
It's fucking scary, man.
Way over the top.
I feel
Being drunk as an excuse only goes so far, and there's no excuse for that behavior. I felt so bad when I heard that uncensored version and the way that blonde chick was speaking to that other young woman. That was just horrendous. It made my heart skip a beat.
Like every town is less hillbilly because of the internet, and there's all these hipster spots, and Kentucky is one of them. Like, it's not as hillbilly as you think now. It's actually really beautiful, a lot of parts of it, but this shit is so backwoods. And
Get in on that
she
dome.
tries to say I was drunk. Like, so when you're drunk, you become your true super racist self. The video, I don't want to focus so much on her because it's easy to see this shit that's just fucking terrible. It's like fucking terrible. She's probably an alcoholic. Who the fuck knows what she learns, where she learns this at home. Her peer group. I heard her peer group was sticking up for her, co-signing some shit. How much racism is in her family? It doesn't matter. You're 22 years old. You got a fucking phone. You have a brain. You're going to college. I don't care how many White Claws you are. You know that that's fucking evil. Okay?
Totally.
Don't fucking say this shit. You know that's not right.
A lot of people devolve into super asshole behavior when they're drunk, and you can't condone it. Just because you're drunk, you can't be like, "Oh, well, I was drunk, so it was okay." I've known so many assholes when they're drunk, and I'm not gonna give that blonde chick a free pass. That was horrendous.
Focus on her as much as this other girl is incredible. This other girl,
she handled it like such a champ, like such a dignified professional, and that was really honorable, because when someone starts attacking you like that, you kind of have free license to do whatever you want. Well, not exactly. I shouldn't say that. If you overreact, you become the one who is wrong. But I mean, like, she was trying to assault you violently, physically, and like verbally over the top. Horrendous.
Like, first of all, this girl is a senior drunk Karen in training at Becky. And the other girl is a freshman. And she was working the quad. And this girl tried to go up. And she's like, hey, you can't go there, whatever. And then she started coming after her and being racist and attacked her, assaulted her. The other girl literally is laughing it off. Like, and I don't think it was covering. I think she was just like, she has such a strong sense of self. The calm and the class and the dignity that this young woman showed, that was insanely incredible.
I agree.
She should be applauded. She should be on every nightly news show right now. This video should be shown everywhere.
She responded to the situation with a lot of dignity, considering how much hostility and racism was being hurled in her face. Horrendous. Alcohol makes people jackasses. I love a drink as much as anybody else. It's fun for about a half an hour, and then you're living in hell for days. But it's ongoing when you have to recuperate from the ass you made of yourself, and that's permanent. That's online. So in 10 years, someone can point to that and you can lose a job for it. That's the world we live in. We have to be more cautious now.
You're not hearing about it, which is weird. It should be everywhere. It should be divisive. It should cause a stink. There was a big rally at Kentucky, but I don't know. If the girl's out, then that's a start.
Voodoo.
Because there was no humor and nothing.
Nothing funny at all.
Everything she did was ugly. It was ugly spirit, ugly soul.
Absolutely.
Ugliness.
We're on the same
everything
page.
we don't need in this world. It's just ugly. Privileged, fucking drunk.
You keep saying privileged, and I don't know if it's privileged as much as it is just a total brat who, when she gets drunk, she behaves like a jackass, and now there's the permanent record out there of it.
Fucking slopping around. Who knows where the fuck she's going to go that night. And this girl is like
hot though,
working the quad, repping Kentucky. Like, I don't get paid enough for this. Like,
still want to see the blonde chick in a bikini because I'm sexist like that.
So big props to her. It's incredible. We could
I'm
sexist
from
this young lady. But if this woman's not kicked out again, if you want racism to go away, you need to expose it when it's there. Show its ugly
That was
head.
real
And
racism.
you need to look at accountability.
Actual racism taking place there.
And go, is this chick out? I think Dillard's got rid of her.
And it's not funny.
Like Kentucky, if she's still at Kentucky, then that's an issue. a humongous issue. Okay, yeah, Dillard's got rid of her. Yeah, this woman could have. The young girl could have whipped her ass. She could have whipped her ass
easily,
and she didn't. Restraint was incredible.
I'm Jalen Rose, and I would like to apologize for a comment I made earlier on NBA Countdown. I questioned why a woman's name who had an alleged affair with Celtics head coach Ime Udoka was not made public. After an internal investigation, and it was discovered that she was a subordinate to the head coach, I now understand fully why her name should not be released to the public. Now back to our NBA coverage.
That story is no good to me. I want to see pictures of the people involved because I want my imagination to be involved like that. Carry on.
So this is insane. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but this was, again, like the NBA is pushing a lot of things right now that are hot buttons in our zeitgeist, which is good, but like examples of how they could be across many fathoms.
So there was an affair between two people, and because it was in a professional organization, that's inappropriate, I guess. But I don't necessarily feel that way. I would like to know more about the story. Was there a power dynamic? I mean, the assumption is when it's a controversy, the scandal is that, oh, some guy's lording his power over you and you don't have the ability to say no. Kind of like Louis C.K. wanting to pleasure himself in front of women or something. And they're like, oh, my God, my career, whatever. But I always feel like, and now God knows there are situations like that are real and they exist. But sometimes I think, what the devil was I going to say about it? Sometimes I think two adults are two adults, and then one is pissed off when it's over for some reason, and then they go out besmirching the other when it was like, you're an adult, make a choice. And sometimes it is like you're afraid for your career and whatever, but I just hate the way the world is now with these sorts of things. Anyway, maybe I'm getting it totally wrong, and I'm talking too much. I should let Jamie do more talking because he's the seasoned pro here.
Our world, facets. So Jalen Rose is an announcer. He's great, an ex-player, Fab Five, a real down-ass dude.
When you say Fab Five, I think of Howard Stern, Baba Booey, Robin, Fred, and Artie Lang. That's the Fab Five to me. I don't know who you're talking about. The Beatles? Oh, those are only 4 dudes, though, right? Never mind that.
From the Detroit. He's like he's a homie, you know what I mean? He's like from the hood, and he's one of the most realist broadcasters when talking about basketball. He's he speaks like the everyman with inside knowledge, and this is clear.
And maybe that everyman was what she was attracted to. Was he in a position of power? Is that the problem? It's like, if I say no, I might lose my job. I don't know. Just enjoy yourself.
Really,
be biblical about it, actually. Try to be a little moral and biblical about the choices you make in life. And then when you do that, if you do that with everything, there will be a lot less instances of this if you just learn how to respect the person as a person. But I did say I want to see the blonde girl earlier in a bikini, so I'm bad.
Extortion. So he had an opinion because the Boston coach, I don't know enough, got fired for having I believe it was a consensual affair.
There! That's what I'm talking about! Fuck that!
Female within the Celtics organization, and he was immediately suspended for such affair. I think he was taken down too.
Oh, we got to investigate this. Two adults had sex. 2 adults had sex. Everybody stop the world. 2 adults had sex, and then in the end, one of them was disappointed for some reason.
And so everyone named the names of him, but not her.
And not that there aren't instances when the power dynamic is wrong, but it's just like, I don't know, I'm getting the vibe off of this now that nice guy gets screwed again because he hooked up with a lady.
Which is weird.
Getting that feeling.
He loses his job.
Just my opinion. The guy could be wrong.
He took him to the finals, I believe, in his first year. So he's really adept at his job. And he was like, why isn't she named? Like, why is it this dude, the black man, is having to bear the brunt of this?
Women have the power in today's day and age. You know what I'm saying? They can lead me around by the nose when they're hot. I ain't no alpha, unfortunately. I'm like, oh my God, she's hot. She wants me.
Which is a very good question. Was the chick underage? Was there an illegal
That
act?
would be a
Was it
problem.
Consensual adults?
That wouldn't be cool.
So what's going on? He questioned it, and then literally before they went back to the game, gun to the head, made him read that teleprompter, and everyone's like, "Yo, bro."
I wish I had a sound
He's not a
effect.
sellout. People are calling him a sellout. He just wants to keep his bag, which I understand what people are saying. He's like, look, man, his life, he doesn't want to lose his job, which should make you question everything. ESPN does not keep it real. They keep it
Hashtag
real.
me too.
Stats. That's it. They're all controlled. You know that. Like everybody in the streets talking like all
Somebody,
but I didn't
send an email to HR really quick. Excuse me, sir. Can you please come down to our office today? We heard you were having a consensual affair with some other adult. Why are we poking our nose into it? I hate when these corporations have these rules like you spend most of your life at work. You're practically a slave in some sense in a lot of jobs. And so you hook up with someone there because that's where your social setting is. And then it's like, no, you're not allowed to have a relationship that emanates from here. So they own your life and you're not allowed to connect in that environment. And sometimes it's the right thing, but the corporation's like, no, we don't want to have liability now.
Never thought you thought they were real anyway. Like they can only be Jay Williams is super real. Jalen I thought was real. He's still real, but he wants to keep his bag. We get it. Why they could never show the woman's name, I don't know. The rumor is, hopefully it's nothing bad, but the rumor is that she was like either the president of operations wife or the owner's wife. It was something very embarrassing that the coach was stooping her. They were stooping somebody very high up.
So there's some hypocrisy here. Sounds like two adults made a mistake, not just one. You can't, it's not zero sum in life. This sounds like one of those things where two people did the waltz and one guy has to be punished for leading the dance.
I want that out because it would just look bad on the person. So they literally jammed him in, held him there at fucking point and said, read this shit because the Celtics make a lot of money. I don't know. But for anyone that ever go, oh, listen to what the TV said. The TV is literally programmed, man. It's programmed.
All of it.
It ain't real. Even when you think you're watching real, it ain't real. It's worked.
What about this? This is independent, right? You're real. That's why you're JFK.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
Brown-nosing you.
Bag. He should just say that, but he can't say that. I'm sure if you saw him at Starbucks and you'd be real with him if you're in a circle, be like, look, man, I don't want to get fucking fired, all right?
I'm not a sycophant, by the way, Jamie, because if I disagree with you, I will say so. I happen to love you as a human being going way back, but if I disagree with you, I'm not just going to be like, oh, it's Jamie Kennedy, I'm not going to, but I usually like you. That's why I'm listening. I usually agree with a lot of things you say. I like that you keep it real. Onward.
Shit. I just think people have to expect less of announcers and stuff, like sports guys. They were pushing the vax. They were shaming Aaron Rodgers.
You can say that now? You can say the VAX word?
They pick their villains. They're owned by Disney. I get it. They're a big corporation. But when those announcers actually believe they're being like these noble people, come on, man. You're a very well-paid disseminator of information that is
disseminator.
Say. It's not your opinion.
I like that seminator part of the word disseminator. To disseminate is a verb. Is there even a word disseminator? We've made a new noun tonight between you and I. You mispronounced a fictional noun, and I think I have concluded the new word that we've invented for the lexicon of humanity.
It's your
vocabulary.
You can say it's your opinion, but let me hear. And there's very good talking heads, man. There's people out there that are low key, like you make it think it's them, but because if they say something controversial, they'll never stick behind it if they could lose their job. Jay Williams, the only one I've seen so far. Other dude who's an amazing JJ Redick. He pushes the line. Really good. Really smart. Tim Leggs. I love Leggs.
I don't have any clue who you're talking about.
He's just an amazing
Who are these guys?
analyst.
These are not all men having sex with women.
I love ESPN, but I had some beef with one of their legends one time. It was very rude to me.
In the
I'll
workplace.
tell you another day. Very rude. I was like, this guy is supposed to be whatever. It was not nice. I think Stephen A is hilarious. He keeps it real to a point. He's really real, but I understand he doesn't want. He'll never want to lose his job, and I get it. The guy's a superstar. Anyway, I'll shut up. Here's another example. So I'll just show it to you. An able-bodied man who identifies as a disabled woman has been interviewed sympathetically on Norwegian TV. A man in Norway is sparking outrage on social media after sympathetically interviewed his decision to begin identifying as a disabled woman. Almi stated that he'd always wished he'd been born a woman who was paralyzed from the waist down. So the first
brother, you know, I'm taking the lead on this one. When I hear a story like that, my first thought is someone that is in a downtrodden position, a position of disadvantage because of a physical ailment or something, and maybe it makes life hard. You don't get the attention or validation you want in life. So these days, this juggling of gender thing, I think sometimes is like what some people do when they feel insecure about themselves. And God knows, if I were paralyzed, I'd feel insecure about myself, but I don't think that I would be changing genders for validation. And I'm not saying that now my mind is already starting to go on scrambled alert here, because I'm like, this is one of those topics. If I say the wrong thing, someone's going to come and flag me or hate me and accuse me of whatever. All I'm saying is I've seen it with actresses too, where they're like, I'm non-binary now because I don't identify as either one. I will interrupt you if you use the wrong pronoun. And I'm just automatically thinking, like, sometimes, not all the time, people are doing that because they want attention. And it's a good way in this environment to get attention. Like, there was a day and age when it was rebellious to smoke weed, and it was like, whoa, check him out, he's smoking weed. Now it's rebellious to be like, oh, that's not my pronoun, or that's not my gender, or I mean, like, I can't speak for the guy. I don't know the guy, and I want anyone to be happy. That's how I'll end it. Is I'm not knocking someone necessarily. I want people to be happy, but it's like, you're paralyzed and now you identify as a woman. I think the whole thing of I identify as la la la, that's dubious these days, and you can get in trouble saying it. God knows. I've gone on way too long about that now.
I think is this controlled opposition or trolling, because this is so insane. So trolling is trolling to get attention. Controlled opposition is to make the woke movement look so ridiculous. They put super ridiculous on the other side to then get people like me angry. So then we rally against it. Or is it real? Look, if it's real, it's fucking insane. And this is what I'm saying. In my opinion, people are going to push the line till it is erased. Yes. Why? Do you want to hear my real opinion? I don't know if I could tell it to you.
You'll get kicked off.
They want Sodom and Gomorrah. The powers that be want to
oh my God.
Any
100%
of normalcy. They want a lawless society.
They want to normalize anything. Anything goes, and that is the shortcoming of secularism. When you don't have a moral basis for the world, anything goes.
Cannot even begin. They want our reality so questioned that we don't even know which way is up.
Yes,
just stuff
the inversion of reality
content.
They want us to feel like catatonic with despair because we can't discern the truth, and because nothing is something you can count on morally and ethically.
Dings and bells and tweets and videos and meta and VR. They want porn and ice cream ads. They want cats licking their owner's taint. They want the line blurred between
That's
adults
the way your
and
mind
children.
works.
It goes deep.
Yes.
I'm telling you, this shit is getting beyond biblical. You don't have to believe me. You can think I'm crazy. You can edit this part out. They want to have this person will be more normalized than what my beliefs are. Mm-hmm. You watch. They do not want any resistance at all.
Don't you dare disagree.
Already happening. Go to CVS, watch a person rob a store. Boom. Walk in. Say, I feel like I'm crippled. That's how I identify. Don't shame them. Hey, don't call me. Don't say the word pedophile. Say just minor attracted person. Don't say bestiality.
Oh, that one really bugs me. That really bugs me. Like, so pedophilia, the worst thing ever. They want to like soften the blow, no pun intended, of the whole meaning of pedophilia, minor attracted person. When I hear people saying that and asserting that that's how you should refer to someone, it really, really bugs me. Like, oh man, could I go places with that?
Just say, I have an adoration for my parakeet. Like, that's where they're at. That's where the powers that be, everything that the conspiracy theorists tell you is true. Do not. I will stand behind that. I don't care if my fucking career is at risk. I don't want a career. If
you can't say the truth, if you can't speak that truth, Jesus Christ, how much do we have to hide in this world? Like the truth and what is righteous meaning right and moral and just. They're turning the effing world upside down, dude. World's on fire, right? Fire! I didn't steal the fire underneath there from you. I just thought it was cool to put it down there.
There's a difference between acceptance and lawlessness. And we're headed already in lawlessness. So even though this could be funny and considered a joke, it's actually a symbol of what's to come. Me. Just my opinion. Oh, I love this one. So I heard this.
I love that transition.
Miss Argentina and Miss Puerto Rico announced they have married in secret. And I thought, oh, that's so wild. Like, oh, I guess they're both South American or Latinas, so they had their weddings at the same time. That's my ignorant.
I have more emotional problems with lesbians, and it's not that they're lesbians. It's not that they're gay women. It's something about me being jealous when hot women are like, we don't like men. That bugs me. It's a different moral dynamic for me, and that says something more about me. Like I'm insecure with lesbians. I don't care when two dudes are gay, but I'm insecure with lesbians because it feels like I'm being rejected. And that's a little narcissistic, I admit it. And the world does not revolve around me, so that's me trying to temper the notion that I could be a narcissist for real for thinking that. But I don't know. Onward, I'm saying too much. I'm reacting to you, and I'm feeling all insecure like I don't want to post this video now.
Cisgender, male, piece of shit ass, right? That's my first thought. My first thought. So, yes,
wait,
you can
just hear what you say?
At the same time. Oh, I guess they're both South American or Latinas, so they had their weddings at the same time. That's my ignorant cisgender male piece of shit ass.
You should not refer to yourself as cisgender. That term was invented to just mock us and make cis like sissy, okay? That sounds so cisgendered. We're just normal men. Christ's sake.
It's my first thought. My first thought. So, yes, you can judge me, and I can
I'm
learn.
not judging you.
But apparently Miss Argentina and Miss Puerto Rico got married. Like to each other. And the newlyweds revealed that they've been in a private relationship for 2 years. It's beautiful. This is a couple
Why
things.
private?
Hey, they're
Why
just
hide
two
it?
women that love each other. But from the idiot perspective, that's two lipsticks.
Idiot?
Lipsticks usually... What's wild is there's this whole trend on TikTok where women are sick of men. Like, I tell you this, the lesbian rate is going up. If you're a butch...
They're sick of men. We're in a fucking mentally ill society, dude. It's hard. They're sick of men because men and women both have had their fucking heads turned upside down. We're topsy-turvy, socially speaking. Male-female intersexual dynamics are fucking upside down and insane. Has it ever been this fucked up and bad? I don't know, but you can bet that because of the era they grew up in, they have been exposed to all kinds of negative shit about men. Men bad, toxic masculinity, man bad, man bad. If you question anything about women, or if you criticize women in any conceivable way, bad, 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 misogyny, 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 misogyny. I know it's misogyny, but I mock it by calling it misogyny, and I didn't invent misogyny. Heard my cousin say it, and so I've adopted it for the comedic purpose right now. And I like to give people credit when they say the joke or do the funny thing, and then I do it. If I get a laugh or something, they're like, Paul, you're clever. And I'm like, no, I'm not clever. I'm just giving this other person credit for what they said.
Or if you're bully and you got some game, you can take down a bunch of 10s right now because there's a lot of women just over men. It's on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, they're sick of men. I think men and women are both sick of one another, and it has something to do with the whole, like, divisive, polarizing psychological warfare that's been waged on men and women getting along. But the truth is, if we could just be in a healthy society, I think that's the best outcome, because that's what nature intended. And I'm not knocking. See, now I'm going to get the hate label, but I'm just being honest, and I blurt it out and I say it. And if you put it out there like this, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to strike. Live and let live. Do what you want with your life. Honest to God. I just, I'm insecure. Okay, fine. I said it.
I'll even do another video after this about it. And
the world does not revolve around me.
It's fucking happening. But what you used to see the traditional lesbian relationship.
Why should I feel like I have to apologize for anything I'm saying here? It's the way I feel, and somehow they think their feelings supersede the feelings of others. But like, if you have a fucking philosophical bone in your body, you'll entertain a different thought for a second just because it's fucking interesting. Like, I think there's more than one philosophical bone in this dude's body. Heterosexual bone.
My experience was always like, can I say Bull Dyke? Can I say that? Is that not cool?
You can to me.
A butch.
I condone that.
Butch type, short haircut.
We know what that means.
Short, stocky, and usually with a hot heater. Or there was those girls that were Hillary Swank, look like really pretty girls that look almost young menish or
Ralph Macchio-ish.
You know, they have the boyish features, but they're like 30 or 25, and then you realize that they're like women.
Backstreet Boy look.
They hide their bodies well, and they will steal your girl. Woo! I got some good stories about this beautiful, like straight butch tomboy chick, but not tatted up at all. Real pretty, but like a pretty.
It's like a dude with a vagina
like, boy
that turns them on.
Like a good-looking guy. That
I can understand that intellectually. I can conceive someone being attracted to that. It makes sense.
Body and everything, but it hides it.
And I'm not saying for me. I'm saying for someone else who's attracted to that. I can conceive someone being attracted to that. I can conceive of a woman loving another woman. I can conceive of a man loving another man. I can conceive of a man loving a trans, or vice versa, a woman loving a female to male, trans, whatever. I can conceive of all of that in this world, because we're such complicated, unique people in a species. But I do think all of this is being accentuated in a way where it's not manifesting in a healthy way, because I think it's being waged more artificially as opposed to just naturally. It's being exacerbated by the media and everything, and just to deconstruct everything that was traditional before. It's anti-conservative, and I mean only conservative in the sense here as to conserve tradition is what I'm talking about. Am I making any sense? Onward. Not so funny. Insightful, I don't know. I'm all insecure about a million things I said here because I'm just blurting it out.
Boyish. And
I don't feel like catching shit.
A woman like with a nice body and everything, but it hides it with like tomboyish. And they'll hang out. I had this girl one time, she hung out after the show, and I was talking to this different girl, and by the end of the night, zip zap, she snatched that shit quicker than fucking deep fried oyster off of Bourbon Street. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was quick with it. I respect the game. Tough game. That was a game. A pretty butch. That's tough to compete against.
What are you doing there? You're like zip zap.
Body and everything, but it hides it with like tomboyish. And they'll hang out. I had this girl one time, she hung out after the show, and I was talking to this different girl, and by the end of the night, zip zap, she snatched that shit quicker than fucking deep fried oyster off of Bourbon Street. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was quick with it. I respect the game. Tough game. That was a game. A pretty butch. That's tough to compete against. I worthy opponents. They can snatch.
Well, especially because these ladies are, I don't even know the right word to refer to. The individual you're referring to probably wasn't bald, because these butch ladies, I'm not trying to offend anybody, if that's not your term, they don't go bald. Going bald sucks. That's one of the benefits they have.
Any dudes, chick, they got game, because they know. One of the greatest things I ever heard is nobody knows a woman like a woman. And that's just no cap. Like, that's just true. And I hear how women are, dudes, there's all these videos about how women are like, men don't like make them orgasm correctly and stuff. So look, I get it. But this
You're
is
wired
just
down
shocking
there. You wired and you know how to work the machine.
beauty queens and all the traditions that you think of, and it's like, straight and all that stuff. But God bless them. I hope they're happy. They'll probably pave the way. Or maybe
I think your cover on your iPad there got scissored in between two of these women we were talking about.
it's a phase, or maybe they'll be forever. I don't know.
My goodness, man, that thing, it is frayed. What the hell happened there? Is that just use for years, or what are you doing with your iPad?
It shows you I'm taking an L here. My ignorant ass thought, they had like conjoined weddings. Isn't that cute?
The pressure from Dunlap.
What is
and
that?
now Moore, and Manuel gets away, but forget about it.
Unblockable. Well, it's easy to be unblockable when the right guard forgets to go out in a stance.
Oh my gosh.
What's going on?
Gimmick play that was, but it didn't work.
And now Moore, and Manuel gets away.
Right guard forgets to go out in a...
People say there's a glitch in the Matrix. He moved his head a little. I really wanted to believe that, but then I read about it. But it's pretty amazing.
I don't even know what's going on.
Apparently, he kept going off his fucking block, and he kept getting offside calls. So
what?
He didn't move.
Just hold on. I'm changing the subject right now. Look at that, dude. That looks like a condom, a used condom. How did that thing get so messed up? Buy a new cover there for your iPad, Jamie. I know you make the big bucks. You can do it.
Which is just stand there. Who gives a fuck if you have to play? Do not get an offside call. And he was so scared that he didn't move for the whole play.
I've had underwear that are less frayed than that. No, I've had underwear that are more frayed than that iPad.
But I really want to believe it's a glitch in the Matrix.
Man.
But that explanation was pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's crazy video, right? Oh, this is something
I didn't even,
probably...
to be honest, I don't have any idea what you were just talking about there. I was literally trying to listen and pay attention and understand, and I don't have a clue. I'll go back, and when I rewatch this, I'll say, what? Now, what happened? Because I didn't get one iota of what you were just talking about with that video clip.
You'd be talking
Maybe I'm dumb sometimes.
about every hour, but for some reason, I'm
Maybe.
not talking about it.
A planet-killer asteroid has been spotted in Earth's vicinity, the biggest in years. I'm serious about this. Can't make it up. We could be on a collision course.
She's good looking.
Many years from
Works
now.
for
The
CNN,
thing
though.
is, scientists
Probably
aren't
vaxxed.
sure exactly when.
Probably
CNN space and defense correspondent Kristen Fisher is here to explain.
not able
just
to
how
have a
worried should we be,
child.
Kristen.
Well, on these asteroids.
That's rude, but seriously. Are you fertile? You guys are probably jabbed because you work at CNN and can't have kids. I don't know. That's just like where my mind went.
Asteroids definitely pose a risk, but it's a different risk. But I tell you what's more concerning is
You can't date me because you're infertile. I think.
almost how they were found. There were 3 large near-Earth asteroids.
Did you ever notice they get the most beautiful anchors to deliver us the most fucked up information?
Yes, and I was saying how hot they were, and I went off on a tangent about how they're hot, but they can't get a bun in the oven because they did something really stupid, probably.
It's just like hiding peas in the applesauce that your mom did. Like, it's just to get us to... Look, these women are incredible because they're really good at delivering the information. Like, I believe they're just making it up, but it's the teleprompter. Look,
What is that drive, that inclination to want to be with them when they can't produce the byproduct of what our nature, the providence of our nature is trying to get in there to produce, to procreate, and it's just not possible.
it's...
And not because I don't have the game for it. I can't even imagine ever dating a woman who works at CNN. Oh, crikey. No, sir. No, never. Ooh.
predictive programming, have you ever heard that? Or long lead, predictive programming, or there's another term for it. Listen,
I could totally imagine how idiosyncratic I probably seem to Jamie by doing this video and responding to him and just going off on my own, doing my own thing. I mean, like, I'm idiosyncratic to myself. And so, Lordy. The last thing I want to do is have this guy hate me for the whatever way I respond to this. Look how insecure I am. So you go up and you do stand-up comedy and in front of people, and you'll try anything, and I don't know if what I'm doing right now is working or if sometimes it's stupid. I'm sure sometimes it's stupid. So I'm going out on a limb, and sometimes I'm going to fail, and sometimes it's going to be lame, and sometimes I might say something that's funny too. God knows, I don't know. Gee whiz. Look how I went way off on a tangent with these two ladies talking about an asteroid here. I don't know where I am. I just left, and I am not coming back.
Armageddon. This is the movie. I mean, They show us what's happening. Priming. It's either priming or predictive programming, which I believe because
a totally hot chick's like, we might die. I'm so hot, and you're never going to have sex with me, and we might die. An asteroid's going to hit the Earth, and the last thing you're thinking about is doing me. And in my case, it's how I'm doing you, and I'm catching some kind of like shedding from the shit you took, and I don't need to use a condom to stop you from getting pregnant because we know what I already said, and I need to use a condom if I don't want to get the shedding. So it's like the worst of all possible worlds, and I know I'm like horrible for what I'm saying, but these are the things I think. If I get a dog, I'm going to be eating that dog because next year there won't even be food on the shelf in the supermarket. Or that dog, I'm going to get raided for the horrible things I say, and they're going to come in and they're going to shoot that sweet little dog. It wouldn't hurt a fly. It wouldn't hurt a hamster. It's just a sweet little dog, and they'll come in and be like, "Pop, pop."
All the movies I've seen, there's so much kernels of truth, even in the most fantastical ones now. This is a fantastical one. And so whether you believe in predestination or we are NPCs or we're a player one, predestination means, do you follow the path of your life, or does your life unfold because you're doing it? As everyone else NPCs, which we do believe.
I hope I'm not an NPC. I strive to be original, but I see what you're saying. Like, am I programmed in ways I don't know? Sometimes I think I'm right, and when I pray, I'm even like, God, help me come to reason. If I'm wrong, please wake me up. Give me the discernment to become that better person. That part I'm not joking about here.
Out there. Or do the writers of Armageddon get the idea because it came in from the larger ruler of whatever we are, so it can play out later? I'm starting to believe that more and more. All right, guys.
See, I was going to watch that Balenciaga controversy, and for some reason I thought that topic is going to depress me, and so I went with this one. And I don't know how this turned out. I'm going to watch it back and post it online. It's 43 minutes. I know people aren't watching these whole things because I'm watching the analytics, and it's like, whatever. You play on your little TikTok and be like, okay, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, next video, next video, next video, next video. I'm not that guy. I just have like a string of thought. If you like Jamie Kennedy and you want to listen to what he has to say and you want to hear me add a layer of depth, I'm not going to review all your videos, but it was Friday night and I had to decide to do something because I've been bumming out and I did not want to go sit on my couch, and that was the honest to God truth, and be bummed out. So I decided to do this instead, and I hope on some human level you can understand that. If I was idiosyncratic, I ask for your forgiveness because I'm not always funny, and you just have to forgive me for it. But I do mean it when I end these videos by saying, peace be with you. And if you like Jamie Kennedy, search for his channel on here and follow his channel. His podcast is called Worlds on Fire. I love this guy for like half of my life since I was a young man myself. And so peace be with all of you. Have a good night.